162 days ago, I started mining Bitcoin with two machines I got my hands on, both Asic S19 miners, and after taking delivery of them, I drove them out to my friend JP's mining facility in rural Iowa. This facility is filled to the brim with crypto miners, from his machines to mine to other much larger investors. And in total, the time I visited last, it was bringing in about $344,000 every single month in Bitcoin, or on an annualized basis, about the salary of the 200th highest paid NBA player. But with a $175,000 per month electric bill and many other expenses, is Bitcoin mining truly a viable way to make passive income? Well, after doing it for nearly 6 months, I'm here to let you know. The initial investment to buy my first miner came out to $1,800, and the current price for the same exact machine is $2,149. And the reason for the price increase is since starting to mine Bitcoin, it's gone from $17,000 per coin up to about $25,000, and our analysts expect
it could go a heck of a lot higher than that.
But nonetheless, I started with $1,800 and got another free Bitcoin miner on top of that for shouting out the company I bought it from, asicmarketplace.com, worth another $1,800. Pretty good deal if you ask me. I then drove both of those machines out to rural Iowa and dropped them off at my friend JP's mining facility. The way he basically makes money on me is by upcharging the electricity rates. The average electrical rates in places like your home or apartment come out to 18 cents per kilowatt, but JP's mining facility is located in a very rural area and is part of what's called an energy co-op. This leads to much lower electrical rates, as low as 4 cents per kilowatt or even lower. He then charges me 7.5 cents per kilowatt on the usage for my two machines and makes the difference as profit. But since starting to mine Bitcoin, I've been charged $860.14 for power costs. Well, when you check to see how much I'm mining, you guys can see starting on March 6th of this year, the amount mined has ranged between 0.0003 Bitcoin to 0.0006 Bitcoin on a good day. The reason for the range is on some days the machines are unplugged for a period of time or consistently running, because the purpose of an energy co-op when mining Bitcoin is to stabilize the electricity use within an area, using more power when most people aren't and using less power when others are on the grid. This can be represented by the uptime percentage, which can range from 50% to 94%, or even here 99.58%. The amount of Bitcoin mined in the last 162 days comes out to a little over 0.05 Bitcoin, or to be exact, $1,553. Subtract the electric bill and we made a profit of $693.28. But with this information provided, is Bitcoin mining even worth it at a small scale? Are there other cryptocurrencies that are more profitable to mine? And with the next Bitcoin halving coming soon, is the price of the currency about to skyrocket? I have a lot of questions, so to further investigate, I'm going to drive out to visit a former Ethereum miner, along with speak to some Bitcoin miners with large-scale operations to confront them on some of the bear cases for crypto and why many say it could possibly fail.
We got some Bitfucks in there, I can tell. You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero.
But first, we have to get some gas. We've got about a 5-hour drive until our first stop in Detroit, Michigan, and shout out to the sponsor Fizz for making sure the gas tank's always full. Fizz is a debit card with all the benefits of a credit card, building your credit score by reporting to all 3 major credit bureaus. And it even gives you cash back. I currently have $12.11 of cash back that I can transfer to my bank and literally buy Bitcoin with if I wanted to. Free money to invest. And the best thing about Fizz also is it doesn't carry the risk of a credit card, since with daily auto pay, it doesn't charge you interest or fees. On that note, after 5 hours of driving, we just made it to my friend Mark's house, which he wouldn't have been able to buy without a good credit score. So check out the sponsor Fizz at the top link down below, and the first 1,000 of you guys who sign up get a $10 bonus. But here we have my friend Mark. What's going on, dude? Did you just buy this house?
I did.
How long ago?
About 2 months ago.
Sick. Let's check it out.
Awesome.
Bro, did you do some work to it already?
It was in good shape getting it. I did some slight work here and there, but yeah, I just moved in all furniture.
And you guys can see back here, we got a couple of GPUs for Mark when you were still mining. I heard you quit though, right?
I did, yeah. So Ethereum changed from proof of work to proof of stake. So I no longer can mine Ethereum anymore. You can mine some things like ETH Classic and I think a few others, but none of those are actually profitable to mine with most electricity costs around the country. So I pretty much just stopped mining entirely overnight. It was really unfortunate, and I had to give away a lot of my GPUs, and here's a couple of the cheaper ones still.
Proof of stake has been in the Ethereum roadmap since its creation in 2015, but after continuously getting pushback over and over over again, many miners thought it was never going to happen, or at least not for years to come. But by the time this event took place, Ethereum miners were stuck with $4.1 billion worth of equipment, ending an industry that was actually more profitable than Bitcoin mining. Dang, so when you first got into it, like how much money did you spend?
Over $6,000 on GPUs and everything. A lot of things like real estate or other business ventures, they say they're passive, but it's actually a lot of work involved. But crypto mining was one of the few things that you literally just plug into your wallet and it was quite literally passive income. So at the time, it was super appealing. And one of my friends in college, he was the one who started in his dorm because he got free electricity from the college. So I helped him build it, and that's how I kind of got exposed to it. And then he helped me set up my own rig, and the rest is history.
And although Mark's Ethereum mining venture eventually failed, he recently started mining a new currency from a project called Helium.
Yeah, so the only thing I'm mining right now is actually something called Helium Mobile. Have you guys heard of the original Helium project, where you could basically plug in low bandwidth transmitters into your router and you could get reward in HNT? Well, that same company, Nova Labs, has a new project called Helium Mobile, and it's basically making a 5G network, but decentralized and for phone plans. And something really cool about this is I actually have a Helium Mobile phone plan. So I pay $5 a month, and I'm actually getting unlimited talk, text, and data off of the Helium network. So it's a really cool, actually useful cryptocurrency.
So can people like get Helium network for $5 a month, or do you have to mine the currency yourself?
Yeah, so they're actually backed on T-Mobile's network. So I'm essentially just using a T-Mobile unlimited data phone plan. But as the network is built off, they're using their own in-house Helium antennas instead of T-Mobile. So these are two antennas that are actually on top of my house normally. I took them down.
And you get paid in their cryptocurrency to have this at your house, correct?
Exactly, yeah, I get paid in mobile tokens. So this is how much I've earned so far, and I'm earning about $25,000 per day, but I haven't sold any because, like I said, I do like the project and I'm bullish on it.
Now, the stock trades over the counter at 10 cents a share. Our analysts indicate it could go a heck of a lot higher than that.
I quickly want to make it clear that neither myself or Mark are sponsored by this token like all these other YouTubers. And full transparency, I think the chances of Helium Mobile beating out these other large cell phone companies is pretty low just because of how powerful they are. But nonetheless, I think it's a great idea and I really hope it works out. But moving on from my one-day Detroit all-nighter trip, we are now about to talk to my friend JP, a millionaire who's been holding Bitcoin since 2013.
Hey, Mr. Willman.
How's the Bitcoin mining operation been?
We're deploying more facilities, growing the team, building out better software, more services, and, getting the Bit Vault started. We'll have 5 locations running by the end of October.
Is there like a goal to get to before the next halving?
Not really necessarily, it's kind of like playing it day by day, but at the end of the day, it's just kind of raising the money for each site, making sure that we're checking the boxes off, providing good services, and not overreaching and not stretching ourselves too thin. Our revenue will be cut significantly after the halving in April or May.
And wait, so the halving's in April or May of next year?
Yep.
I have a question. So do you notice that obviously prices always tend to run up like after the halving? Why is it usually like towards the end of the year?
It's a momentum, market. So when the halving happens, let's say there's $50 million of new coins coming on the market every day. Now there's only $25 million of new coins. So now those $25 million of new buyers have to go on and buy coins from the open market, which starts to push the price up. And everyone kind of knows, hey, my coin's a little bit more valuable now. I don't want to sell it. And so then that gets to the point where the order books are very thin and the amount of Bitcoins on exchanges goes down. The price starts to escalate rapidly. Because it happens in December or November, I think there's some things to do about tax season.
Do you think you're going to be selling going into the halving, take some profit?
It's a game time decision. The reality is I view Bitcoin as a very scarce asset, and I want to hold as many of that as I can, especially post halving. I was on a podcast yesterday. We were talking about Bitcoin. Most people think about it as like this massive asset, this very very volatile asset. I view it as like a long-term store of value, a way to store wealth, a way to move wealth across borders. Put $100 million in your pocket and not have to protect it with a gun. So I view Bitcoin as this revolutionary way of scaling trust, providing the ability for people to transact without the need for central parties, which has a lot of value in this society.
So you don't have like a specific price, like if it hits this, I'm going to start taking some profit. You don't have like a number in mind?
When you start realizing the momentum's picking up a little bit too fast and your barber's talking about it, things like that, and just being in the space for 10 years now, it's more of a feeling. I think in the next halving, after the next halving event, maybe 500 days after that, I think the price will be over $250,000 a coin.
I know we're all already starting to see this happen, but do you think there's a world where like Bitcoin is used as a payment system?
It is used as a payment system. There's over, multiple trillions of dollars of Bitcoin was settled on chain last year. So that's, massive amounts of capital. And just in stable coins, it was $10 trillion settled. That's bigger than almost Visa, 10 times bigger than PayPal.
This is not financial advice, but I can say JP definitely has his money where his mouth is, with about 90% of his net worth in crypto. I also have around 20% of my net worth in crypto, and I'm looking to push that up rapidly. Maybe buying a few more miners or continuing to buy Bitcoin every single week. And if you guys want to get involved with Bitcoin mining, JP's actually launching a new service where you can invest into his Bitcoin mining facility with as little as $100. That'll be launching super soon, so be sure to sign up for the email list, which will be at this second link down below, to get notified when this new service drops, so you too can be a part of this Bitcoin revolution. Peace out.